If your teenager has an abnormal sleep pattern, which many do, it could apparently affect how much they eat. Researchers found the majority of teens slept an average of about 7 hours a night, but on days they slept just 1 hour more or less than usual, they tended to consume more fat, carbohydrates, and calories overall. They were also much more likely to snack at night, especially on weekend nights. Experts say it appears that the amount of sleep doesn't matter as much as any changes in sleep patterns. This is incredible. Virtual reality is helping brain surgeons cure complex medical conditions. It's a high-tech way of giving doctors a detailed look inside the heads of their patients before they ever go into surgery. Dr. Bruce Hensel explains.
Sybil Stringer and Lucas Dinas did not know the dangers lurking in their heads. Visits to their personal doctors revealed serious problems.
He said that he had found what appeared to be an aneurysm,
which is a weakness in a blood vessel. If it bursts, it could kill. Lucas had a brain tumor, not cancerous, but it spreads fast and can be deadly.
Incredibly scared. I was scared to death.
UCLA's Dr. Neil Martin told them that as dangerous as their conditions were, he could help.
If the surgery is done perfectly, the patient's going to go home in a couple of days. They're going to be cured.
Dr. Martin said he could do that with a breakthrough tool called surgical theater, a 3D imaging technique allowing surgeons to look deep in the brain before surgery, see problem areas better than even during surgery.
So we can see all the details of the aneurysm here and begin to plan the surgery.
These 3D virtual images can be rotated, manipulated, zoomed in and out. Each is based on a patient's own anatomy. This is a rendering of Lucas's tumor and of Sybil's aneurysm.
That allows us to operate with greater precision and a lot more confidence. It shortens the operative time. And in my experience, that sense of deja vu leads you to a much better operation.
Both surgeries were 100% successful with no complications.
I'm feeling really good, and it absolutely was the right choice for me.
I feel blessed that I'm sitting here talking to you.
Incredible. One of the big advantages, like they said, with the 3D technology is their ability to view parts of the brain that normally are hidden during surgery. That helps the surgeon avoid sensitive areas while taking care of the problem. It also is portable, so Dr. Martin can take it into surgery with him. Amazing. If you're looking to get in better shape, your spouse may be a good workout buddy. Researchers followed a group of more than 15,000 adults who had 2 medical visits spaced 6 weeks apart. When wives met the recommended level of exercise at the first visit, their husbands were 70% more likely to meet the levels by the second time. Then, when husbands were fit, their wives were 40% more likely to follow suit by the second visit. These findings suggest counseling couples together about physical activity could really improve the health of both partners. Well, after a great workout, you may want to cuddle up and watch a good movie this weekend, but watch out. If it's a tearjerker, beware. You could gain back everything you tried to lose. That's because researchers at Cornell Food and Brand Lab found that people tend to eat more when they watch sad flicks. Study participants who watched a sad movie ate 55% more popcorn than those watching a comedy. It's possible to turn this kind of emotional eating into a good thing, though. Experts say sad movies tend to prompt people to eat whatever's in front of them, even fruits and vegetables, so maybe choose those instead. Well, stay with us. We'll have another look at your Friday evening weather planner.